Good morning, guys. Well, as you can tell, it's officially cold, and I still have my Beethoven here. I do brush it in the morning, but it just has its own life right now. And I'm here Sundays with my cup of Java. Yum. Hmm. Cheers. And I thought I'd start a new segment. Maybe we can do some Sunday morning news. I love Bart Kay. He's out on the interwebs, and he pretty much figures out who's telling the nutritional truth. And so we're going to go ahead and read some things. Keto versus the Atkins diet. Which diet is better? So we're going to go ahead and open this thing and see. Now, of course, all of these are according to experts, right? But who are the experts? I'm an expert, so what? But what I'm about to tell you is valid for 90% of the American people, because 90% of the American people are metabolically ill, which heart disease, stroke, that kind of thing. So what are the differences? Let's see, who is this first? Moira Lawler, medically reviewed by Kelly Kennedy, RDN. Well, medically reviewed, RDN, I'll have to look up what all that means. I'm not hip with all the new titles and things. So it says the keto diet restricts protein to 20% of your daily calories, while Atkins has no such limit. Okay, so number one, that's not really true. Your diet is based on protein, but you can only take a certain amount, and then your body's going to go ahead and turn that into glucose over and above what it needs structurally. So what do we do? Now we have to deal with fat or carbs. If your carbs aren't low enough to around 5%, then you're not in keto. So the most popular low-carb diets were ranked. The ketogenic diet and the Atkins diet would be neck and neck. They both follow carbohydrate restriction and focus more on protein and fat as energy. Okay, well, she got that right. We're not just talking about cutting back on bad-for-you carbs, processed high-sugar foods, etc., but also things like fruits and some vegetables. Absolutely true, because fruits are, let's put it this way. In the ancient world, you did have to go through what we call times when there was no food available. So fruit came out around August, September, October, and people from my genetic part of the world would have gorged on it and gotten fat because we knew we weren't going to find anything over the winter months. But we don't live in that world anymore. So the idea of fruit is essentially a fat-producing food. It has nothing to do with nutrition or vitamins or minerals or any of that nonsense, because that can all be found in meat. So let's just go ahead and get rid of that idea right now. But the idea is the ketogenic diet puts you into ketosis. All that means is you burn fat for fuel instead of sugar, so let's not get all excited about it. Both diets emphasize restricting carbs, and you might think the keto diet and Atkins are basically the same, but there are some important differences between the two. So, how the Atkins diet works. The Atkins diet, invented by Atkins in 1972. Sadly, he slips and falls and hits the back of his head and dies like way early, but anyway, so be it for Atkins. Now, here's the deal. There are phases. So I don't know if the original Atkins had phases or not, but what they do today is it's all processed food. I'm sorry, the Atkins, they sell their own food line. You can look it up. And if I'm wrong, put it in the comments, challenge me, say, hey, bro, you missed that one. Oops, okay, I'm open. But the idea is they're going to get you into some fat burning, and then they're going to reintroduce carbohydrates. This is the latest thing I've read. No, I'm not sure. Introductory phase, it kicks off with by far the most restrictive rules. So protein and fat are fair game on Atkins, but carbs are restricted to between 20 and 25 grams. Yeah, you're going to have to go a lot lower for keto. But keto is more in the idea, it was invented originally for brain health, specifically for some kid who had epilepsy. But I'm pretty much in ketosis all the time anyway, have been for, a year and 7 months or something already. Do I look dead to you? So consuming too much protein can impair ketosis. Kind of, sort of. But like I said, if you're 90% of those people who are metabolically ill, your body has an awful lot of work to do with that protein. So it's going to be rebuilding and using a lot of it. So I wouldn't worry too much. So consuming too much protein impairs ketosis. However, you'll stay in this phase until you're about 15 pounds away from your goal weight. Guys, let's get away from the idea of goal weight. Get away from the idea of how you want your body to look. Get away from the idea of counting calories, eating less, doing more. Guys, your body is its own life force, self-generating chemical engine, heat engine. It uses a hormonal system. When you eat properly, eventually you will get to your body's goal weight. You will get to your body's way it needs to see itself. Okay? You don't have any control over this. So, as the great Stoics would say, don't worry about it. Just eat the proper human diet according to Dr. Berry, and that's fatty meat and eggs. Eat till you're comfortably stuffed. And if you want to add a little bit of veg here and there, that's fine. Don't eat again until you're hungry. Drink plenty of salt. Drink plenty of water with salt. Don't eat again until you're hungry. Ta-da! That's what I do. I love it. It's great. And then you get to add back things like blueberries, cottage cheese, and yogurt. Well, as long as it's not sweetened, great. Cottage cheese, by nature, I don't think is sweetened. Blueberries, kind of slim down on those 90%ers that I'm talking to you. Chill out on the blueberries. I would go pure fatty meat and eggs for a while. That's me. All right, so during the third phase, you'll increase between 50 and 80 grams of net carbs. Okay, so again, they bring you back into the carbohydrate diet, which is what got you into trouble in the first place. Let me say this here before I get into the ketogenic diet works. It is being found out that these yellow industrial seed oils, these heart-healthy oils, those are actually having quite an impact on your diet and your body's ability to use insulin and the rest of it. So I would actually stop yellow seed oils right now. Just for now, go to olive oil, go to butter, go to lard, all right? And the meat, the fat that comes off the meats that you would be eating. How the ketogenic diet works. In contrast, multi-phase approach of the Atkins, it promotes one way of eating for the entirety of the diet. You'll have to cut calories to around 4 calories per gram. Calories have around 4 calories to the gram. So you want to limit yourself to 25 grams of carbs per day. Yeah, you're trying to get within 5% of your calorie load in veg. But if you eat a salad, you're done. So eat a salad, eat a steak. That's ketogenic diet. Eat a salad, eat, half a chicken. Eat a salad, eat a bunch of fish. Eat a salad, eat some pork ribs. I love doing that. And then I got rid of the salads because they gave me diarrhea. So, Sic Semper salad. So 75% of your calories are going to come from fat and 20% of protein. I have no problems with that. Matter of fact, my protein may be a little elevated, but according to people, I'm an old guy. So I need those extra protein thingies floating around in my body because my body doesn't tend to absorb as quickly some of these young bucks. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, first developed 1920 as a way to treat a child with epilepsy. Okay, I got that right. Good. One meta-analysis found that 53% of patients with intractable epilepsy that can't be controlled by medicine stop taking medicines. There's your second rule. No seed oils, no medicines. All right. Keto then became popular because it was linked to weight loss. Actually, it's linked to fat loss. But we can get into that for another day. So let's go to the bottom line here. So similarities, we already know that. yo-yo dieting, yeah, you don't want to do that. That means do keto for a while, get thin, then get fat again, then get thin. No, 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 no. If you want to do that annually. Eat to fatness in, say, November on fruits and starches, and then don't eat again till like March. Yeah, fast for like 3 solid months. Check with your doctor, of course. So we're still looking at the differences. Jesus. So which is safer according to dietitians? Well, number one, I don't trust dietitians. They're all fat and yuck. Well, at least here in Mexico. And that's a generalization. I'm sorry. All the nutritionists I know in Mexico are fat. Sorry. So diabetes, heart disease, kidney disease, but without any of these chronic conditions, both diets can be done safe for a limited period. Well, my limited period, pretty much of the extreme keto diet in the area of ketovore, has been over a year and 9 months? I think I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I think I'm doing really good. Who cares about cholesterol? I'm not even going to deal with that. What you want is low triglycerides, high HDL. You want your waist to height ratio of about 0.5-ish. Don't go over 5.5, right? I float around 0.52, but I'm a big, muscular, massive dude, all right? I don't know, you tell me. Compared to some football player, I am 5'10" and 88 kilos. That's about 195 pounds. And I'm pretty swift, definitely powerful. I can push a lot. Yeah? I'm not big enough as a lineman, but I can probably hold my own, maybe a tight end or something. Tight end, sorry. Long-term safety, low-carb diets is a little iffy. Yeah, that means they don't have any, there is zero, I will link this in the description, by the way. There is absolutely zero studies out on human nutrition in the literature on actually which way of eating is the bestest to the bestest, because you can't keep people sequestered, so to speak, in a barn or in a laboratory for 80 years. And this would most likely be identical twins. You feed one twin this food, you feed that twin the other food, you have what's called a control study. And we can't do that with sufficient numbers to even get close to statistical accuracy on what diet is best. So again, bottom line, do the diet that's best for you. Dr. Barry has some really, really good videos on how to get this done if you're one of the 90%ers. And he suggests beginning to reduce the carbohydrate load on your body. And you can do that over a month period using my method, which I kind of gleaned from Jessie Olshispe, who's the glucose goddess on Instagram. She starts by deconstructing her meals. So take all your meals and you'll separate them out. Veg, fatty meat and eggs, and then carbohydrate at the end of each meal. Then begin cutting out snacks. Then begin pushing your breakfast forward and maybe pulling your dinner back so that lunch, right around the solar noon time, between noon and 2 o'clock in the afternoon, wherever you happen to be, try to get yourself into a period of time where you can eat maybe 11, 12, something very savory, and then eat at 2 or 3, again, something very savory. And if you're going to eat a little smidge of dessert, go ahead and eat that at the end of your second meal. But for those 90% of you who are still working, you don't get the dessert. I'm sorry, you've had your dessert for probably the last 60 years. Time to tucker down, get to what we call homeostasis, where your body is like, you know what, I'm doing good here, I'm humming along, I don't have any pain, I don't have any arthritis, I don't have any blood glucose problems, blah, 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 blah. All right? So when you get to that level, maybe you can eat a literal square inch by inch, so a cubic inch of cake or whatever the hell. Chances are you're going to find it's extremely sweet, and you're going to wind up, like I do, making my own, which has almost no sugar in it. So the sweetness actually comes from any flour I may use, because I don't seem to be gluten insensitive to the point where I get sick. But I can't overdo it, obviously, because I'll feel like hell. So anyway, guys, let me know in the comments if you like the idea of my maybe doing a Sunday morning news review show for a while. Again, this was kind of ad lib. I went through the article with you just so that you can see that this is how I process these articles. I kind of like that idea. It's just the print is a little small, and I still need to get new glasses because my eyes have improved thanks to this diet that I'm on, my lifestyle. So anyway, we'll see if I can maybe find a bigger monitor and put the news article out, and I'll read it as we go and let you guys know what I think about those articles as we're going through it. So yeah, again, this is now to help you, although this was originally a vlog for me, but I just wanted to see if I could help somebody. And I'll be pointing you to the doctors I think are really good at how this thing works. And even some laymen like Butter Bob. He's got real good videos out there on why all this works out. Dr. Barry's good. I still like Dr. Ekberg. He's a little more into maybe the paleo, Mediterranean kind of, not super carnivore-y kind of guy. Dr. Berg has some real jewels on like symptoms and things that might get you thinking about what you need to do. But he seemed to have stepped back a little bit off his healthy keto, although he'll still mention it. But again, if you want healthy keto, Dr. Ekberg has some really good videos on that. Dr. Fung will give you a guy's interpretation who is a doctor, a nephrologist, but he gets diabetics after their kidneys are already shot. And so he has some really good information. His shtick is more fasting, kind of out-fasting a diet. But lately he's been kind of hinting into, maybe doing a little more low carb so that you're not too hungry, because carbs do make you hungry. And so anyway, guys, this is just kind of how I process on my Sunday mornings. I love Sunday mornings. I get real pensive, I think, through a lot of things. So it's off to finish my coffee, do a little French. Just take a look at what the world is dealing with. Though I don't have any control over it, I just want to see how it's going to impact me, that's all. All right, guys, well, I still have some coffee left. How's that? Cheers, be well, and we'll see you next week. Bye.